January in Alabama is rarely peaceful, but the opening weeks of 2026 delivered an early and sobering reminder of what the year had in store. On the morning of Saturday, January 10, 2026, a line of strong to severe thunderstorms swept across portions of central Alabama, pushing through the dark pre-dawn hours and catching many residents still in their beds. At precisely 6:48 a.m. Central Standard Time, the National Weather Service's Birmingham office confirmed what storm survey teams would later verify. A tornado had touched down in Cleburne County, in a wooded area situated between County Roads 549 and 205. This was Alabama's first confirmed tornado of the new year, a distinction that no community ever truly wants to claim. The tornado, rated EF0 on the Enhanced Fujita scale, was not the most powerful storm Alabama would see in 2026, but it was a sobering opener. With peak winds estimated at 80 miles per hour, it carved a path 7.40 miles long and up to 75 yards wide before lifting near the Georgia state line. In its wake, it left uprooted pine trees, damaged chicken houses, a destroyed shed, a damaged detached garage, and minor roof damage to at least one home. The Mars Hill community, a rural agricultural area not far from the Georgia border, bore the brunt of the impact. Mercifully, no injuries were reported. But the damage was real, the fear was real, and the message from nature was unmistakable. 2026 would be another active storm year. The National Weather Service noted in its post-storm analysis that the tornado began in heavily forested terrain, a critical detail that encapsulates a uniquely dangerous characteristic of Alabama tornadoes. Unlike the wide-open plains where a funnel cloud can be seen miles away, Alabama's dense forests often hide tornadoes until they are nearly upon a community. Trees snap and fall with terrifying speed, blocking roads, downing power lines, and cutting off escape routes. Damage surveys in such terrain are painstaking, requiring trained teams to walk through debris-choked land to piece together a storm story. This first tornado of 2026, modest as it was by Alabama standards, set the tone for what was to come. The month of January was not yet finished with Alabama. 2 weeks after the Cleburne County tornado, on Sunday, January 25, 2026, another round of severe weather swept across the state, this time impacting both southern and central Alabama with a combination of tornadoes and damaging straight-line winds that left communities reeling. The most significant tornado of the day struck Geneva County in southeastern Alabama. Rated an EF2, this twister-packed winds estimated at 115 miles per hour, nearly 35 miles per hour stronger than the EF0 that had begun the year. An EF2 tornado is capable of considerable destruction. It can tear roofs from well-constructed homes, demolish mobile homes entirely, uproot large trees, and send vehicles tumbling through the air. Earlier that same day, meteorologists from the National Weather Service's Birmingham office documented an EF1 tornado in Lowndes and Montgomery counties, the Rolling Acres tornado, as it came to be known. Touching down at 11:16 a.m. Central Standard Time, approximately 6 miles west-northwest of Pintlala, this tornado produced peak winds of 90 miles per hour. It tracked northeast over a path 3.31 miles long and 65 yards wide before lifting just 3 miles northwest of Pintlala at 11:20 a.m. Though brief, it was powerful enough to cause structural damage to homes and fell trees along its corridor. Simultaneously, the Montgomery metropolitan area was buffeted by straight-line winds estimated at 60 to 70 miles per hour. Not a tornado, but powerful enough to damage roofs, shatter windows, and knock down trees throughout the city. For residents, the practical effect is often indistinguishable from a tornado. Wind is wind, and at 60 to 70 miles per hour, it can kill. Meteorologists would later classify the atmospheric setup on January 25th as a high shear, low instability environment, a pattern that produces fewer supercell thunderstorms than classic spring outbreaks, but one that remains capable of spawning tornadoes due to the intense wind shear present in the atmosphere.
I don't know how many feet of rain.
It is a reminder that Alabama's tornado threat does not require ideal textbook conditions. The state's geography and its proximity to the Gulf of Mexico mean that dangerous storms can develop in patterns that might produce nothing more than rain in other parts of the country. By the end of January, Alabama had already recorded 5 confirmed tornadoes in the new year. The 2026 storm count was underway, and it was growing. If January was a warning, March 2026 was a statement. On the night of Sunday, March 15th, and into the early morning hours of Monday, March 16th, a powerful squall line, a long, organized line of thunderstorms moving in tight formation, surged across North Alabama with startling speed and ferocity. Traveling at 50 to 60 miles per hour, the system raced through the darkness, giving communities precious little time to react. The National Weather Service office in Huntsville issued 13 severe thunderstorm warnings and 2 tornado warnings between 9:11 p.m. Central Daylight Time and 2:29 a.m. Central Daylight Time as the storm system barreled through the region. Sirens wailed across multiple counties. Phones buzzed with emergency alerts. Families scrambled to basements and interior rooms, clutching their children and waiting for the sound that many survivors describe as a freight train bearing down on their homes. The first wave of destruction struck the Killen-Lexington corridor in Lauderdale County beginning around 9:45 p.m. Multiple reports flooded into emergency dispatch. Downed trees, fallen power lines, and structural damage to homes. At 9:48 p.m., a tornado confirmed by subsequent damage surveys touched down 1 mile west of Lexington, cutting a path northeast before crossing the state line into southern Tennessee. Just 4 minutes later, at 9:52 p.m., a second tornado struck near Minor Hill. Survey teams dispatched by the National Weather Service in Huntsville confirmed that the Lauderdale County tornado was rated EF1, with peak winds estimated at 105 miles per hour.